Hello and welcome back to another episode of the CQ the Watch Guy podcast with me, CQ the Watch Guy. Hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing start to the new year. That's right, we're in 2024. Well, you're in 2024. I'm still in 2023. Still a couple days left before the new year turns over. So this is the first podcast to be launched or viewed of the year for us, but it is the last one I'll be recording of 2023. So it's a little bit of a twilight podcast there. Oh man, what a year it has been, right? You know, we saw a wacky watch market kind of, do some normal things for once. So many great watches were released this year. So many. Went to Dubai for Dubai Watch Week, came down, joined the DavidSW family, opened the Miami location. So many great things this year. And now we look on to 2024. And I'm excited. I think, we're talking watch wise. I think we're going to have a really fun year. I think we're going to see some cool pieces come out. Just now a few months away from Watches and Wonders, which will be in March. And then Geneva Watches will be August 2024, and so many things in between. So I'm very excited to see, what things from Rolex, from Patek, from all the big boys. But I'm also very excited to see what the independents will do. To me, we're still in the era of independence, right? And I think independent watchmaking at various price levels, whether we're talking, a brand like Oris, or we're talking Moser, or we're talking F.P. Journe, or Laurent Ferrier, or Man Gauthier, and we can go on and go on, and so on and so forth. I think we're going to see interesting things from all these brands and all these indies. They're listening to the market like never before. One thing I really noticed in Dubai Watch Week is brands listening and that communication is going directly into the pieces and processes and even how to deliver watches and things like that. So I think we'll see more of that, more great watches. I think, for 2024, one of my resolutions when we're talking about watches is getting my hands on more new watches. And we already get our hands on pretty much everything, but I like to jump in Switzerland. I like to get out there for maybe, hopefully, we can make it a Watch and Wonders, and maybe some other times as well. I want to do some manufacturer visits. I want to, get to the motherland of watches. It's been in the industry for quite a long time, and I've done everything but go to Switzerland. So that's my goal next year, to get some new watches uh, on the wrist, in the hands, and to get more content for the channel, right? I want to get as much content as you can of new watches and do cool things like the Dubai Watch Week Expedition. Of course, content-wise, speaking of content, you're gonna see more me, more me and Chris, more me and John. Me and Mike will be doing more things as well as some traveling around. So the channel will be so loaded with content. I'm so excited for next year and all the things that we have planned. And thank you guys so much for tuning in and supporting and getting the subscribers up and the followers. So please like or subscribe on this video and the channel. But a lot of great things. And comment down below too if there's anything particular you want to see us talk about or any watches you see on the website that you want to say. I'd love to see an in-depth review of this watch or that watch. We'd love to do it. We're here to be entertaining for you and educational for you as well. So do let us know what you have in mind. My personal watch 2024 resolutions, I gotta pull the trigger on some watches I've been looking at for a while. So I definitely think a Tudor 925 silver is gonna be coming home soon with me. I definitely want a vintage piece. I've been looking at these vintage pocket watch conversions for quite a while now. So I think I'm finally gonna pull the trigger on that. And I want something complicated. I don't know exactly what the complicated piece will be. I've been talking about starting to collect Navi timers. So I might go in and try to get a Navi timer 1461 or Olympus. Those can be had at great values right now, under $6,000 for sure. Maybe go that way. Or there's an Ike Pod. I think that was a complete calendar in rose gold that I saw many moons ago, probably like 2012, 2013, but just fell in love, and that was nobody was really talking about Ike Pod, and now their vintage stuff is kind of come up in the markets. I might, swim around there and snag that. So definitely Tudor 95 silver, something vintage, something complicated is on my list, and I want to pull some triggers. Last year I didn't pull the trigger too much just because, a lot of moving and back and forth and stuff like that, but now that I'm settled and, we got bearings on how everything's looking, I think it's time to go into hunting mode. I've been doing a lot of watching now to do some hunting. You let me know what's on your watch resolutions for 2024. Are some things you're gonna get out of the collection? Are some pieces that you're like myself, you've been circling for a little bit, and is it time to pull the trigger for yourself? Let me know. Or are you just waiting to see what's gonna come out new? Right? I know a lot of guys who has, a stash, a little nut saved up just for something to come out and wow them and make them want to jump back in. And I love that as well. If you're in a place where you're satisfied with your watches, you love everything, there's nothing wrong with just waiting to see what comes out, right? But I do invite you, everybody, to get more watches on the wrist, get more watches in the hand, touch and feel, go visit some dealers like myself. Come on in, you see we have all the cool stuff. Even if you just want to say hi and try some pieces on, come on and give us a call, set up an appointment. Let's do that. But this is the year you should definitely live your dreams out and touch as many watches as possible to see what you might want on the wrist. Pictures are great, but there's so many great things out. There's get-togethers, there's all the great clubs like CP Time, Complecto, Red Bar Crew. There's a lot of regional clubs, corporate companies have watch clubs now as well. Or why don't you start your own little community? Connect with a community. That's my mission to you for 2024. This could be online, this could be Instagram, or this is in person. But I do think if you're out there and you're collecting alone, collect with me. Give me a shout and let's connect. And I wanna spread the watch collecting love there. I think it amplifies the enjoyment when we collect together. That's for sure. Excuse me. Now let's go in to the first picks of 2024 and the last picks of 2023, right? This is a twilight, I like that. It's a little twilight zone. So these are some watches. Again, we even have some great pieces come in. So make sure you're checking out the website, DavidSW.com. Hit the new arrivals tab, and that's where you see all the pieces that have recently come in and we posted. And pretty much as a watch gets in, we post it up on the website as well. So you get to see fresh inventory every day except Sunday. We're posting watches, and even sometimes on Sunday, I'm sure. Anyways, let's get started with the Zenith El Primero Chronomaster 42mm with a gorgeous blue dial. I love Zenith. I think it's a brand that still doesn't get enough love, but they just amazing value. $65.75. They're getting a legendary chronograph that's still being used by many brands and legendary around the industry. A beautiful 42mm stainless steel case, gorgeous blue dial. Love the contrasting sub dials here. I think they do this really well because they give you a little bit of an oversized chronograph sub dial, so everything kind of bleeds into each other. But then they're different colors. You have one that's like a little bit of a navy, one that's kind of a cobalt or slate blue. Then your hour counter, your 12-hour counter at 6 o'clock is a stark white. So a lot of contrast on the dial for just being a chronograph. It gives you so much details and so aesthetically pleasing. And then you have the red second hand there with the Zenith star, and I think that's just a great looking watch. Again, $65.75, full set, excellent condition for 2017. And the great thing about Zenith and El Primeros, there are so many flavors, so many variations of El Primeros you can collect, and price-wise, they're really all in the same range. 65, maybe some might go up to 8 for something a little bit special, but between 6 and 8,000, and under 6, honestly, you can find some really good pieces, very good value, in-house movements. Like what else do you really want from a brand? And this is another brand that tries so hard to connect with their clientele and make fun watches, even though, hey, their calling card is El Primero. The calling card is, being legendary chronograph makers, but they lean into it in the best way possible and still give you so much variety in what you collect. And even in the past, 5 or 6 years, there's been so many different Zenith models have come out that are just completely different looking, completely unique. Even if they're using the same format, when they do limited editions, they make everything unique. So they give you a lot to collect, and I really enjoy a brand that's paying attention to that. And like, if I wanted to just be a loyalist to the brand, will all my watches look the same? And one thing about Zenith, all the watches will not look the same for sure. A lot of great variety, a lot of great value when you're talking Zenith. And if you want a blue chrono that's a good looker, check out this El Primero Chronomaster with the blue dial. Moving on to another beautiful blue chronograph, Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch CK2998. I picked this because I don't see these too often anymore, and to me, they're one of the best looking Speedmasters out there, right? When we're talking Speedmasters, always, I was talking about this to somebody yesterday. It's about which one you want, right? There's tons and tons of Speedmaster variations and references you could choose from. This, for me, is at the top of the list as soon as we take out the traditional first watch on the moon. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful looking watch. You kind of have a blue panda thing going on where the base of the dial is white, and then you have blue sub dials, and then as you go into the hour track, it's that navy blue, and the tachymeter as well is that deep navy blue on the navy blue strap. Just gives you a really nice look, something that you don't get everywhere. And the case construction, everything is a little bit different than your average Speedmaster. A really gorgeous watch. I sold these many times. There is a black and white version too that's really good, but I lean over to the blue a little bit more. I just like the color. I think it's a little bit softer. I think it's a gorgeous watch. 8975 full set. This one's from 2016. A great watch. If you've been thinking Speedmaster but not sure which one, and you're looking for one that needs to like kind of capture you a little bit, check out the CK2998. A gorgeous watch. Something super versatile, and just something unique. And you could be in a room full of Omega guys and Speedy guys, and you might not see a CK2998, which I think is really special as well. Moving forward, we have another Guinness. Call this a baby Guinness or the Prince Guinness, whatever you want to call it. So this is the GMT Master 2 126713, the Guinness or the two-tone Guinness. Really love this watch. I think it's just gorgeous. I spoke about these a few times. The black and the gray with the gold is just a great combination, great contrast. Who doesn't like a classic GMT? It's a beautiful tank. It's gorgeous, but you could do anything you could ever think of with this watch, and you have a second time zone, and all the hands are gold too, which it's a nice note thing. It's just a gorgeous watch. I've seen these in person now a few times, and every time it kind of stops me. And I definitely think this is the GMT that's going to be in my collection in the near future for sure. Just love it on the Jubilee bracelet as well. It's just a great looking watch. The baby Guinness, all cornered. Now we got another Rolex here, Day-Date 36 in white gold. So this is a 128239. This has a beautiful ombre blue dial. And what that means is in the center of the dial, you have a really rich navy. And as you go out to the edges of the dial, it slowly gradients or fades into a midnight blue that's nice and dark. This has a diamond dial as well. And I love Day-Dates with unique dials, and this one for modern Day-Date has a really fun dial. This one's from Feb 2020. I think the 36s you can have a lot of fun as well if you go in previous generation of the Day-Dates. There's so many different fun dials out there, but I think for a nice modern one, white gold case as well, so it's a little bit understated, but when that dial comes out, it gives you a beautiful pop of color with the diamonds, diamond dial, a couple baguettes there as well. I think it's a nice fun Day-Date, something unique, something beautiful. Again, if you're in a room full of Rolex guys, not the watch you're gonna see. I've seen this maybe one or two times in the metal, to be honest. For like the modern version, don't really see that often. So I think this is a really cool piece to have on the site. I don't think this one will last very long. So if you're looking for a fun day that you like white gold, but you want something with a little bit of a pop of color, check out this blue ombre diamond dial 128. Again, full set from 2020. Moving on down, we have the AP Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Music Edition in 37mm. I love this watch. I admit at first I didn't know what to think of these, but it's grown on me. It's really grown on me, and it's just a fun watch. And sometimes we get a little bit caught up in the watches and being a little bit more serious and like, oh, we don't want anything too gimmicky. But this is honestly just a fun watch. The one thing about AP and all these kind of funky watches that they make, they do everything to the umpteen power, right? They really do it well. They're not just gonna give you a watch and say, okay, we're gonna do Spider-Man, for instance, and just give you like a small little painting or like some type of vinyl of Spider-Man. They're gonna go ahead and hand engrave a miniature Spider-Man sculpture, using techniques, that are traditional techniques and things like that. So they do give it to you all the way. They make sure it's well done. Same thing with this watch. The beautiful dial that looks like an equalizer. I really love, I DJ for fun sometimes, and this just kind of, I love the vibe here. The strap as well is awesome. The little touches on the crown and the lugs where the attached to the strap that give you that equalizer that DJ makes her feel, I really love as well. Not the watch for everybody. Not gonna be your first or second watch, maybe it would, but if you're looking for something fun, something unique, It's AP, it's offshore, so you're gonna get great movement, you get a great looking watch, and it's gonna feel good on the wrist. But if you want something that makes you smile a little bit when you see it and when you put it on, I think you should check out the music piece. It's just fun. It's fun. There's really not much more to say about it. It's a good looking piece. This one is a full set, comes with all the straps as well. So the black strap that it comes on, then you have a bright yellow, a lime green, and kind of an aqua blue as well. So you can really have some fun. And that's what I'd be. This would be on so many different straps, because this would truly be a super fun watch. Yes, it's a high price point piece, but sometimes those can be fun as well. Because at the end of the day, you work hard for your money. You should get something that makes you smile inside and out. And I think this is a piece that does that. Now, the finale, Patek Philippe 5712, my favorite Nautilus. You know, beautiful Nautilus case, a dash of complication. So you got a Moonphase, you got a date, you got a power reserve, the most useful complication out there, by the way, a power reserve. And then you got a sub-seconds. I love the asymmetric feel of the dial. This piece is what made me fall in love with the Nautilus line. I'll be honest, when I first had one of these in the hand, put it on the wrist, it just melts you away. It melts everything else away. Just the Nautilus itself, the case and bracelet is so well done. But when you have one of these sized to you properly, it's just so svelte. It looks so good. The angles of the case, the satin finish on top with the polished bezels, everything about this piece I just love. And I love that it's just a nice dash of complication. It's not a full annual, it's not a full perpetual, so it's not something overcomplicated that you're gonna break, that you gotta worry too much about. It gives you all the information as soon as as soon as you glance at the watch. But it's a beauty you can look at all day. Really, really all day. It's been around for quite a while now. But I always say classics and icons are classics and icons for a reason, and it's an iconic piece and something that if you're looking to get into this range, this price range, you definitely do yourself a favor. You look at the 5712, because it's a beautiful, perfect watch, and something that once you have it, you end up wearing it a lot of time. It feels comfortable on the wrist, but still a very versatile and durable piece. Not too many reasons to take this off the wrist once you had it. Patek Philippe 5712 needs no more introduction. Definitely a watch you should get on the wrist, or get your eyes on if you're thinking about getting a Patek and going into the high-end realm. Definitely something that should be on your radar. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to the first show of the year. This is CQ the Watch Guy. Buy what you love.